This is part one of a general overview for reviewing departments for those users using PLL, Permits Licensing Land, that will be replacing the Kiva DMS product in Metro Nashville. The first thing we need to do is access the application. We'll access the application through Internet Explorer and by typing in the application URL or address into the address bar in Internet Explorer. In this case, I'm going to access the application through the URL cw for CityWorks .nashville.org. So cw.nashville.org, enter that in the address bar in Internet Explorer and hit enter. If you're logged into the Metro network, you will not get this login dialog. If you are off the Metro network, such as at home or accessing the application from the VPN, you will have to log in using your network credentials. Now, these are your network credentials and not a CityWorks or PLL or permitting credential. They're exactly the same as what you use to log into your computer. If you are off the network, you will need to prefix your login name with the Nashville / to denote that you're in the Nashville domain to access the system. Again, you will not see this Windows Security dialog box if you are already logged into a computer at Metro that is on the Nashville domain. Once you have accessed the application, you will notice the menus at the top of the screen where the primary navigation will take place. The remainder of the screen will be blank at this point. This is the inbox screen, which is the first menu item. We won't go into detail in this session on the inbox. We'll instead concentrate on the search cases and also the underlying workflow elements in a particular case. Now, it is important to note that cases can signify a permit, a license, a request for service. Any of those items are all generalized as a case within CityWorks. It is simply the configuration of that particular case type that designates whether it is a permit or other type of record in the system. So click on the Search Cases menu item. The search form will load, and you will notice there are several tabs across the top of the main portion of the form. General, Tasks, Payments, Violations, People, Conditions, Contractor, and GIS. We will concentrate in this session on the first two items, General and Tasks, and primarily concentrate on Tasks, because what our intention is in this session is to provide the means by which you can identify and locate tasks that need to be performed on a permit or other case type. Tasks, all tasks in the system are owned by a department and can be assigned to a person as well. So you could search by a task assigned to you, but for simplicity and to make sure we get results, let's use a department code. I'm going to pretend that I am a Metro Health Department reviewer. So I'm going to pick Health Department. If I wanted to pick multiple items in any list in the PLL search, I can hold down the Control button on the keyboard and click multiple items. I can also remove items by clicking back on them while also holding down the Control key on the keyboard. If I don't hold the Control key, it will simply change the selection from one to another. Since I only want one at this point, the Health Department department code, I will click that one. I can simply click off the list and to get rid of the list on the drop down. I do want to make a few other filters on my tasks. I want the task to be available, and we'll explain a little bit later what available actually means. And I also want to know that the task hasn't already been completed, meaning I don't want to search for tasks that I've already performed or somebody else has already been performed that has been submitted to the health department at this time. I might later want to go back and see what I've done over a certain date range or what a certain user has completed, but that's not the objective for the current search. So I also want to do one other thing. I want to go to the General tab. So noting that the tab that I'm leaving here is only for tasks. The General is actually top level permit types, permit subtypes that I can search for. And I can use multiple tabs at once. So I'll say for simplicity, I only want to work on permits that have come in the current 90 days. And I say current. Current is a notation within the system that means including the current period. So if I say the current 90 days, I will include today as the 90th day. If I said the last 90 days, I would exclude today and just say the 90 days prior to today. Also, similarly, I could say the last year, last 1 year, and that would actually be 2014 as opposed to the current year, which is 2015. So last year, or if I wanted everything in 2015, I could say current year. So this is it takes a little bit getting used to, but the easy thing to remember is always use current if you want to include the current period. So I want to include today and the 89 days prior to today. The accepted by is the date range that I'm going to use here is when this was accepted into the system. If I look in the upper right hand corner of the form here, I'll note that the search query is summarized for me. So I know that I want all tasks that are owned by the department code, health department. I want tasks that are available. I want the task that is not completed, so no for completed, and then all that have been accepted in the last, the current 90 days. So to execute this search, I will go up to the upper left and click the search button. It also notable to note that on any key, any button on the system here, mousing over it will give you a tooltip that may better explain the function of the button that you're using. So I'm going to go ahead and click the search button, and my results should return momentarily. And I've got 55 results here. These 55 results are the results that are returned based on the criteria that I specified. All of these appear to be applications because they are T's, except for this carport, which appears to have been issued because it no longer has a T, or it's no longer in a application state. So this gets us to searching, through searching quickly and finding some results based on specific criteria. When we return in the next segment, we will act upon one of these records. This concludes part 1 of the video.